Hey my beautiful Aries peeps, what's going on everybody? It's Ann from CancerMoonsTarot and welcome in here to your end of June into early July 2024 tarot reading. How are you? I hope you guys are doing great. I do want to mention before we start, if you're interested in a personal read, you can visit my website, CancerMoonsTarot.com. That information will be linked down in the description box below. So without further ado, we're going to go out here and get started. Before we hop on into the tarot though, we're going to take a look here with the Oracle cards first and see what Oracle card is coming in here for you throughout the remainder here of June into early July. So, what message do we got showing up here, please, for our zodiac sign of Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus throughout the remainder of June here into early July? What's going to be coming up here, please, for our lovely and amazing Ram fam? Let's go ahead here and check it out, guys. Let's see what we got. Starting out here with the card, we have here the Moon Maiden, which represents new beginnings. So Aries, definitely a great time for new beginnings. We did just have a full moon in Capricorn, which is great. You know, that's going to be a great time for many of you actually with new beginnings when it comes towards family, friends, and even work situations as well. Some of you may be seeing a revitalization in work. There could be a new position coming towards you in work, or there could be a new kind of approach you're having towards work, maybe more positive if in the past it was inherently negative. Some of you here also may be solidifying more of a solid relationship within your families or people you consider to be family to you in your everyday life. So new beginnings are definitely on the horizon here for you, which I like. I think your emotional perspective on things are changing. The moon does represent our emotions, so I feel like more than likely one of the biggest perspectives that is changing is how we are viewing things on an emotional level and how we're reacting and responding emotionally to things as well. So that seems to be a pretty big picture here so far coming into the remainder of this time, but let's jump on into the tarot and see what the tarot here has to say. So let's get on into your official reading here for the end of June, early July. So what's coming up here for Aries, please, during this time? Hopefully nothing but great things, as always, but let's take a look. Overall energy showing up for you is going to be the Seven of Swords. Interesting. Taking a look here at your focus, what's going to be Aries' focus here? We have here the Six of Cups. We have here the Eight of Pentacles. And lastly, we have here the Ten of Cups showing up here too. Okay, let's begin here with the Seven of Swords. Typically, when you see the Seven of Swords in the tarot, you know, it does tend to represent either being in a space of deception. It's usually that energy that people categorize as lying, cheating, stealing, not saying that you're doing any of these things. But to me, the Seven of Swords is often representative here of robbing yourself of something when it shows up in your own energy. So you could be robbing yourself of time. You could be robbing yourself of experiences. You could be deceiving yourself, kind of robbing yourself of something good because you're thinking negatively, right? It could be all those things above. But I feel like first and foremost, when we look at your focus, where's your focus been? It's been in the past, right? Six of Cups. And when we focus on our past, we're not creating a different kind of future. We are creating the same thing over and over and over again, which could be good, it could be bad. But I feel like in this kind of case, it's not what you want to be recreating. Tell me a little bit of insight about what has been replaying in Aries' life. Why do we have this Six of Cups? Let's take a look. What has been on replay a little bit here for Aries? What's been a pretty common theme? We have an Ace of Cups here. We have a King of Pentacles here. We have a Nine of Swords here. We have a Six of Pentacles here. So you feel like you get yourself into a good place, but then the worry starts to kick in. This definitely correlates a lot with what the Seven of Swords is saying. Nine of Swords here to the Seven, because the Nine of Swords is about being worried, a little bit anxious, being in your head. And I feel like overall, right, you got here a King of Pentacles, you got here an Ace of Cups. These two cards are representative of abundance, love, and positivity. So it represents good things you have in your life. And these good things that you do have in your life have come to you tenfold because you deserve them. But I feel like you've been psyching yourself out a little bit with that Nine of Swords, right? You've been psyching yourself out saying, well, maybe I don't deserve what I have, or maybe what I have is going to be robbed from me or lost. It kind of just feels like you're getting into your head a lot, and that could be moving you in a position that might not be the most helpful, okay, to say the least. So that's what I'm picking up on here so far as we begin. But let's go ahead here and progress. Like I mentioned, in regards to your focus, you have been focused on the past, Six of Cups, but we also have here the Eight of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups. So you're focusing on building a better future, right? So speaking of new beginnings and building new things, you want to build a new kind of emotional mindset. And the Moon Maiden talked a lot about that when we pulled that oracle card for you. So I want to have a different emotional perspective, a fresh perspective. I want to be here, 10 of Cups, where I feel ultimately fulfilled and happy. I want to get my mindset right, is what I see showing up here for many of you. So you're not working on yourself. You know, you're definitely working on yourself, which is good. It just definitely seems like you've had a hard time when it comes towards having and receiving good things, because you feel like you've been standing in your own way. All right. Lorienzo, thank you for subscribing. If I said your name correctly, sorry if I didn't, but thank you for subscribing. Appreciate you. So yeah, this is a time where it's like, I do have good things in my life, but I do stand in my way a little bit, and I got to change that for sure. All right. So that's what we see here for the focus, wanting to change your mental. Let's have a look here and see what good things are happening throughout the remainder of June, early July. So what good things are showing up here, please, for Aries? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. What's going to be coming up here at this time? Keep in mind, everything in this row over here is going to be nothing but positive things for you, okay? First card coming out is going to be the King of Swords. Taking a look here at the next card, we have here the Five of Cups. We also have here a Hangman card paired to the Five of Wands. And lastly, we have here a Nine of Pentacles paired here to the Three of Pentacles. Great. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Now, King of Swords showing up for you is representative of discipline, taking things seriously. Five of Cups is a card that represents disappointment, being upset over situations, grief. Now, if a person wants to change their mindset, they have to be willing to look at things from a new lens and from a new light, and I feel like that's exactly what the King of Swords is saying here to the Five of Cups. As you notice in the Five of Cups, there's always 3 cups that are knocked over, and there's 2 cups that are still remaining standing. And what that represents is that while you may have lost something, there's still so much more to gain. So the kind of theme of the Five of Cups says, as disappointed as you might be, it could be a blessing in disguise. There is always something better coming. You may not just see it yet, okay? So King of Swords here paired to that Five of Cups says, if I continue to hold out on the belief that good things are happening for me, they will. If I continue to fight through the pain or the hard times or the losses I've dealt with in my life, good things will happen. So you're living proof, by the way, of good things happening, because you do have good things going for you, Aries. Once again, I think you get a little bit psyched out, and I think that sometimes you might psych yourself out to the point where maybe you push away those good things. This is about rewiring your brain to accept the good things you have, to appreciate them and move forward with them and not worry so much. Now, next up, we have here the Hangman card. We also have here the Five of Wands. Five of Wands is frustration. It could be anxiety. It could be anger too. And the Hangman card represents the energy of having a bit of an epiphany. I feel like many of you are going to realize what's been making you feel stuck or what's been making you feel anxious or in your head. Maybe some of you have people in your environment who make you doubt yourself. Could be parents, friends, could be coworkers. Maybe some of you have gone through experiences in your past that have made you doubt yourself, that you still have that energy that you carry with you today. So a lot of what's being mentioned here in your read is like rewiring the way you think. And I do see a lot of you getting to that point where you're doing that, you know, looking at the outcome here, Nine of Pentacles, the energy of confidence, Three of Pentacles, the energy of getting to work. So you're creating a new foundation in how you think this month, how you act, right? How you look and perceive things going forward for the foreseeable future. I don't want to keep on not believing in myself and not succeeding. I don't want to have a good thing in front of me and then push it away because I'm scared that I don't deserve it or I'm scared that I'm going to lose it. I want to live my life, work hard for the things that I attain, and be happy with what I have. So there's a major, major mindset shift showing up here, and that's some great stuff that we're seeing throughout this time. Let's have a look here and see if there's any sort of challenge showing up here for you. So is there any sort of challenge showing up here for Aries or challenge that they may face throughout the remainder here of June into early July? We have here the Judgment card. Yeah, Judgment card is representative here of chances. It's also representative here of, you know, plainly judgment, right? And I think that when we're talking about the judgment here, you're worried possibly about the judgment of other people. Some of you might be like, okay, well, I know what truly makes me happy, but if I go after what truly makes me happy, then maybe my parents are going to be upset, or maybe my friends are going to be upset, or maybe my boyfriend's going to be upset. This is a time where I want you guys to recognize if people don't support you, they're not for you. Period. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to support your own happiness. And if other people can't stand by it, A, it's not their life. But B, if they're not going to support you, it kind of is what it is. Because right now you don't live your life for them, you live your life for you. So I feel like the challenge here may be some people not supporting what you choose to do, but you got to remember, you supporting yourself is all that matters. Does it sting a little bit if people who are important to you don't support you or don't want to see you happy? Sure. However, though, you're the only person living your own life and your own experience, and nobody can rob that from you, so don't let them. All right? Like I mentioned here with that Seven of Swords earlier, I think you could have been previously in the past robbing yourself of things that you've wanted, and maybe it was due to what other people wanted instead of what you wanted, or it was due to doubt, due to past experiences you had, etc. But right now, this is the month where you don't need to rob yourself of anything. Give yourself what you desire. Give yourself what you want. Give yourself what you need, okay? This is not a time of theft. This is a time of giving yourself blessings, gifts, and abundance, all right? All right, guys, let's move on forward here for you. And let's take a look here and see how the rest of June into early July is going to play out for you. What else is going to be going on here for Aries that they need to see or be made aware about? We have here the Ace of Swords showing up, so a lot of epiphanies are coming through. I mentioned epiphanies as well here with the Hangman card. We also have here the Three of Wands, we have here the Hierophant, and we have here the Eight of Cups showing up too. So the gist of what's going to happen throughout the remainder of this time, excuse me, is that you're going to wake up to the fact of, I'm tired of just waiting. Three of Wands. I'm tired of just waiting for things in my life to change or waiting for something good to come on by. I need to create good things. But when I do create those good things, I need to stay committed to enjoying the good things I have right in front of me. Eight of Cups here says, if there's anything I need to walk away from, I need to walk away from anything that robs me from being able to enjoy myself. Draining people, draining family, draining friends, draining job. What has been robbing you of being able to enjoy yourself? This is a massive focal point of the read, okay? I have seen that statement come up repetitively, so I want to keep on talking about that statement with you because I feel like it's incredibly important. What has been robbing you of your happiness? Because what's going to be happening here throughout the remainder of June is you're going to have this epiphany about what needs to stay separate from me, what needs to be at arm's length, or what needs to be incredibly distant, right? Three of Wands, distance. What do I need to put away from me in order to thrive? Because nobody is born being an enemy to their self, right? That's a pretty powerful statement too. Nobody's born being an enemy to their self. Sometimes, though, we go through circumstances and situations where that ends up to be the reaction response we start to have, you know? If you're around people who are constantly putting you down, inevitably, you might get to the point where you put yourself down too. So the Hierophant says, I need to commit right now to walking away from those things that rob me of being able to enjoy myself. And you're going to continue to do that here as June continues to progress and even July continues to progress as well. The Judgment card makes a little more sense being here now because the Judgment represents I'm worried about what other people think about me. You know, that could be something that some of you were struggling with too, but carry your head high, all right? And don't worry about other people. All right, guys, I know there's a lot of repetitive messages showing up here, so I'm not going to keep on talking about all that. We're just going to progress further into the reading. So I do want to give a quick recap though. Like I mentioned earlier in the read, Moon Maiden came out for you. This card represents it's time for new beginnings. And I mentioned very specifically, you're going to be having new beginnings in the way that you have perceive things emotionally. So I do feel like your perception is going to be changing in a very, very crazy and good way, like a crazy good way, okay? The way that you're looking at yourself is changing for the better. The way that you're looking at what you deserve is changing for the better. And the thing is some people might be watching this reading saying, well, Aries are naturally very confident, outgoing, they're leaders. And yes, you guys 100% are, but people don't always see what Aries go through behind the scenes because Aries are very good at keeping their emotions at arm's length from other people, right? So sometimes it's hard to go through things alone. And now that you're in a space where you're helping yourself and you're not worrying too much about what other people are saying, it's going to be great for you overall. And your mental health is looking a lot better. And your just overall emotion and mood is what I was looking for. Your overall mood here seems to be better too throughout this time period as well. All right, guys, let's jump on forward. How is the outcome looking here for Aries throughout the rest of June into July? How's the overall outcome looking for their month ahead? Beautiful. We have here the Knight of Cups. Moving forward in a positive manner, positive attitude. Like I said, you come out at the end of this month here feeling good, feeling better than you did before. All right, let me get some extra information here before we end off this read Tell me a little bit more about this Seven of Swords. Why has Aries been against themselves? And keep in mind, if you're not against yourself, right, or wasn't previously, this isn't your story. But if it's resonating, take what does. We have here the Sun. We have here the Ten of Swords. I feel like you've blamed yourself for losing things that made you happy. But I think you're not taking into account that not everything is in your control. Not every loss was your fault, nor something you can control, right? If people walk out of our lives, we can't control that. If people no longer like us, we can't control that. If people choose to do certain things that hurt us, we can't control that. And I think that you've always been harder on yourself because Aries have this ability to be so successful in life, to push themselves beyond their limits. But sometimes you can push yourself so incredibly hard and be so hard on yourself. And I feel like that has affected you a lot lately, into feeling like a massive overthinker, into feeling super stressed out, into psyching yourself out. So I just want to give a message there for Aries peeps too. It's like, you can push yourself for greatness, but you don't need to push yourself to the point where you're pushing yourself down, right? You can be hard on yourself, but you don't need to be down on yourself, right? That's something really important to remember. So don't push yourself down, okay? Because that definitely leads you into that Seven of Swords energy we were just talking about. Give me a little more insight into the Moon Maiden. What are some new beginnings that Aries can expect here throughout the remainder of June into early July? We have here the Ace of Pentacles. Lovely. I did say to you guys earlier that I felt like career opportunities can be coming up for you for expansion. So if you've been looking for a new job can be around the corner. If you've been looking for some kind of promotion, that promotion can be around the corner for you as well. So that's really cool things to see in terms of new beginnings. Anything else, though, that may be a little bit more general for Aries that they can expect with the new beginnings coming in throughout this time? We have here the Four of Pentacles, and we also have here the Hermit. Yes, separating yourself from what you've been holding on to. If you've been holding on to things that have been hurting you rather than helping you, that'll be removed here throughout this time. But I also believe that you're finally starting to come into your own when it comes towards wisdom. You're not relying too much on the wisdom other people have given you. You're not relying too much on what other people have told you. You are starting to find your spark. The Hermit card is about going within, figuring out who you really are, figuring out what you really want, knowing what you really deserve, and not letting anybody stand in the way of that. So you're coming into a space where I feel like you're connecting with so much of your own inner wisdom that it's going to be a massive guide for you to move your life into much of a better place. You know, you're not listening to your parents or your friends, and I'm not saying don't listen to parents, right? You know, people, parents definitely have good advice, but it's more about like saying, I'm listening to what I know is right for me, and I'm not letting other people kind of persuade my decisions or worry about other people's judgments that could sway my decision any way different. So I like that a lot here for you. You know, you're not letting other people hold or carry too much weight. You are making sure that what you want carries the most weight. Beautiful. I like it, guys. Let's go ahead and close out your read now with an oracle card. So what's going to be the final oracle message here for Aries that they need to hear throughout the remainder of June here into early July? What is the closing statement from the universe, if you will, that Aries needs to hear? And what do we got? We got here the Galactic Mushroom, which says the Divine Matrix. We also have another card coming out for you, which says Metox, repairing the mind, the body, and the spirit. I love it, dude. Literally, you guys are having a little bit of a detox on a personal level. You definitely are repairing your mind, your body, and your spirit. The universe is trying to say here as a closing statement, listen, at the end of the day here, you are backed and supported by the universe. And also do remember too, don't get trapped by the Matrix. You know, the Matrix here, whether or not you guys resonate with that, there are a lot of things in life that are going to try to keep us trapped. There's a lot of things, for example, that society will say to keep us stuck. There's a lot of things that are engraved in people's brains that are belief systems that they will project on you to keep you stuck. You have to remember to be the Hermit card, be a free thinker. Okay, not saying you don't think for yourself, but make sure you always do think for yourself. Make sure you're not letting other people carry too much weight, because the only person that should carry the most weight in this world when it comes towards opinions, ideas, goals, etc. should be you, right? So always stay on top of yourself. Right now, take the time you need to repair your mind, your body, and your spirit, but stay away from the Matrix, as there's a lot of things in this Matrix that will try to keep you trapped and stuck where you have been previously. All right? Recognize that you are worthy of anything you want and desire. Recognize that you are worthy and deserving of happiness. Don't stand in your way. Don't let other people stand in your way. And good things will keep on coming to you. And when they do, enjoy it as much as you can, live your life every day with a smile on your face going forward, and continue to pursue the life you want. You got this, Aries, okay? All right, Aries, I love you. That was a pretty awesome read. Thanks for watching. If it resonates, great. If not, no worries. And if you're new here, definitely consider subscribing. I'd be happy to have you and welcome you here into the Soul family. But guys, do drop a like in the video, and I will catch all you peeps in the next one. Aries, take care and have yourselves a good one. Peace.